This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so here we are with our shoe store. We got all of these boxes of shoes that we got to sell. And of course, there's no cost on here. They got sizes, but there's no cost. So when we start to sell these shoes, we've got to make sure we can account for them. With our service business, we didn't have to worry about this. Everything was just so nice. Debit, cash, account receivable, and credit sales. But now that we're selling merchandise, we've got 3 entries we make. 1 entry to purchase the merchandise, 2 entries when we sell it. 1 for the sale, and the second one to remove the items from inventory and put them in cost of goods sold. So similar to supplies. But here, once we sell them, we move it from inventory to cost. And we certainly want to make sure that our selling price cover the cost, but a similar type concept. Any questions on that?
Yeah,
Hello?
so like, do we do that type of journal? I'm not sure how we do that journal entry. Do we do it like for every transaction, or is this like
Every transaction,
gets this journal entry?
every time you buy something, you make 1 journal entry. Every time you sell something, you make 2 journal entries. You got to keep track of your shoes, Williams. Your shoe store.
You just said like if we buy something, we're gonna do 1 journal entry. If we sell something, we're gonna do 2 journal entries.
Yes, and that's why we're in business. We're not in business, we buy the inventory. But the joy comes in when you run your shoe store. It's when you sell the shoes, and you can take the shoes out of inventory and put them in cost of goods sold. You got rid of them. If you're running the shoe store, you don't want shoes on the shelf.
Oh, so the 2 journal entries that we would make in that case are, you're saying the accounts receivable, sales, and then cost of goods sold in inventory?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So these are the journal entries that make you happy. You're glad that you can afford to buy the shoes. But the shoe store is most happy when you come in and buy those shoes.
Okay, so on a personal note, the journal entry part is pretty like not easy, but that's doable. What really threw me off was all the different charts and graphs and stuff not graphs, but the charts that were required to be filled out. And I was like, what?
It's like your house. It's like your house when you cleaned it up on the weekend and it's all messed up. Typically, you clean 1 room at a time. Okay?
You gonna show me how to clean 1 room at a time?
That's what I'm going to do.
Please do. Because I was confused why on our last example we had numbers at the top to determine, like how we have 5, 8, and then we did the math that way. But on this new thing, we don't have those anymore. So I'm like, how do you want us to calculate all of this stuff? And it's very confusing.
Just be patient. Okay. So we're going to have an income statement now, and notice the change because what? Sales less return, got that up here. Less cost of goods sold gives you the gross profit. So we didn't have this before. And then we have our operating expenses. And everything on this income statement, including cost of goods sold, are reflected in the closing entry. There's a tendency sometimes for students to forget about closing costs of goods sold, but you got to close it too. So on the A student exam, you'll do an income statement, then you do closing entry. So you would have reviewed that. And we may put that off 1 week. That's probably gonna make more sense to do that exam on not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So it'll be the last day of class. because I do want all A's. You know, I don't want any half step in here at the end. Docking.
Wow.
Here's our simple example when the shoes cost the same thing. But let's move into a situation where the shoes don't cost the same thing. Okay. So the shoes don't cost the same thing. You got three alternatives to price the shoes. You can assume you sell the first ones first, and that's all the C students got to do, sell the first ones. So C students, don't y'all get ahead of yourselves. So y'all just be patient, learn FIFO, and you all will, get a C. So y'all don't have to be as worried, stressed as the A and B students. B students got to do FIFO and LIFO. A students got to do FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average.
Your A students don't have no more edges, sir, because you stressed them all out.
No, for
Oh,
real. No, for real.
okay. So if we have very expensive stuff, automobiles, jewelry, we're going to do a specific identification. We're going to make sure we keeping track of it by the item sold. But if you got computers, shoes, things like that, it's too much trouble to say, okay, let me get the pair of shoes cost this much. You got 1,000 pairs of shoes back there. You're going to look for one box. So we don't do that. Got it? Yeah. That would make our job too hard. So what we do is we sell the first, typically the first shoes. If these are shoe boxes, and we just assume all of these are the same type of shoes, same size, and they're being bought. And if the shoes come in the back of the store, in the storage area, and the shoes are stacked to the front, the person who go get the pair of shoes probably not going to go all the way back into the back. They're probably going to get that first shoe they see and bring it out. Now, if they were like Cameron, they'd be diligent and go all and look. But the average person not going to do that. They're going to say, okay, here the shoes, here the first pair of shoes, here the first box I see. That's what I'm selling. So the shoes are stocked from oldest vault to newest vault, okay? And you selling the old shoes. So let's look at our example. We purchased 100 pair of shoes on account for $15. Then we purchased 200 for 20. So we know we got some shoes that cost 15 and we got some that cost 20. Then we sold 150 pairs of shoes for cash at $40 each. Okay, so when we see that, how many pairs of shoes did we have to sell?
300.
But we sold what?
Half of them, like 150.
But we sold some of the 15s and some of the 20s, some combination. If we could have, wouldn't be that way on LIFO, but we're just working on FIFO. So to help us in our work, we have this inventory flow chart. And what the inventory flow chart is going to do is going to put journal entry 1 and journal entry 3 in the chart. The sales price does not go in the chart, the sales entry. I'm going to say it a second time. We put journal entry 1, the purchase, journal entry 3, sale cost of goods sold in the chart. We do not put the sales price in the chart. And for the third time, Dawkins, we put journal entry 1, the purchase, in the chart, and we put journal entry 3, cost of goods sold, in the chart. We do not put the sales entry in the chart. If we sell a whole bunch of shoes, we got to keep track of the shoes with a card like this. So we're gonna look on the card, see if they're back there, then we're gonna go get them. We aren't gonna just go back there looking. Okay, so we keep a card on our shoes. So these shoes at this size, at this price, will have a card reflecting this. First thing we got to do is we gotta record the purchase of the shoe. So let's go to a journal entry. Purchase the shoes. We purchased what, 100 pairs of shoes at $15? How much is that? Is that $1,500?
Yep.
Okay, so we got them in here, $1,500. What happened to this stuff? I better just put these numbers here. 1,500 and 1,500. Okay. And then we're going to put that in the chart. We don't have any beginning inventory in this problem. How did I jump way down here? I actually need to put that, I think I'm at back at cost of, that's LIFO. Jumping all over the place today. Okay, so we're gonna make this journal entry 1,500 and 1,500. Then we're gonna put this information in the inventory chart. So we bought 150. How much did we pay for each one? $15.
$15.
We bought 100, didn't we?
Yeah, we bought the 100 and paid 15 for each.
Paid 15 for them. And so we got 1,500 in here. Then we're gonna bring that in over to the balance column. So all we do, we copy this, put it over here in the ending balance. That means we got these shoes for sale. Then we buy 200 more. So, and for this 200, we paid how much for them? $20 each, correct? So that's $4,000, right? Is that 4,000? I'm assuming that's it. Y'all can check it out. And now we need to put these in the chart. So 200 purchased at $20 each gives us $4,000. And we're gonna go ahead and move these over to the balance column. Any questions so far? Now we have a sale. So now we're happy in our shoe store because we're selling 150 pairs of shoes. Because, you know, we got to pay for these shoes we bought. Okay. So now we're into the situation where we need to make two journal entries. The first one, we record the sale. So we debit shoes for 150 with, excuse me, we're going to multiply 150 times 440. How much we going to get? What's 150 times 40 typically? 15 times 4.
6,000.
6,000?
Yep.
A cold and y'all brains not quite working yet. Y'all not used to cold weather in Houston. So where are you going to put this in the chart at, Zahid?
Yes, sir.
Where are you going to put this in the chart at?
In the chart, we're probably gonna in the middle,
Now,
cost of good.
didn't I
Yeah,
just
I mean
tell?
like
Didn't I
I mean
just
like
tell?
for the cost of
Didn't
goods
I
sold.
just tell? Didn't I just tell you what? Journal entry 2 don't go on the chart.
Mhm.
Didn't I just tell you that? Okay.
I'm still like,
Wait, so if I'm going to chart, where it go?
yeah.
It goes
So
in
do
this
we
journal.
just scratch it out?
It goes in this journal entry. It just don't go on the chart.
So
And
I'm
we
making an entry about it, but I ain't got to put it on the inventory chart.
correct.
Oh, the only thing that goes on the chart is journal entries 1 and 3.
1 and 3. See why I
So
said that 3 times?
okay, so how when you just put out this inventory flow chart, I got where you got the purchases at the inventory. You had 100 for 15, it's 1500. Why did you put the same thing that you have for journal entry 1 as an ending balance? How you know the ending balance?
Because that's
Yes, that was my question too, actually.
once we check them in, then they're available for sale and they're in the ending balance. They are ending balance mean they're available for sale because you see, originally you purchased this and you only had this amount in here. Now you purchase this and you have this in here also. You could have beginning balances and everything.
That still don't make sense
It does make
because
it does make sense because you're showing what's available. That is, you could have beginning balances. You wouldn't have a purchase over here. Okay, you wouldn't have a purchase. So we put the beginning balance if we had it plus purchases over here in the ending balance show what's available. And working with FIFO, how many did we sell?
150. So what's that middle row then for? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, you
Oh,
have
yeah,
purchases.
right here. I got it in big and bold. Journal entry 3.
Well, clearly you have a big and bold, but why didn't we use it yet? Like,
We get
in
ready
my
to use
logical
it now.
brain,
We get ready to use it now. Okay. Impatient.
I'm just trying to understand what you're talking about. That's it.
Okay. So we sold 150 pairs of shoes, and we're assuming that we sold the back, the oldest one first. So we first of all gonna get 100 because we determine the cost. We're determining the amount for journal entry 3. It costs 1,500. These are now all gone. We sold them. So that's why we're over here also, because we keeping track. But we sold what? What did we sell also? 50 more. So we're gonna have to cost them at what price?
20.
Cost those at 20.
Okay, now where this 50 comes from?
You sold 150. So first you sell the old
Oh,
100, then you gotta sell 50 more. The people want the shoes. Are you gonna just keep them in the warehouse and not sell them? Now you're gonna say, well, I sold 100, I'm not selling anymore. I like my inventory in the warehouse. And your supervisor will say, what? Okay, so 50 times 20, how much is that? 1,000?
Mm-hmm. But we sold 150 for at the price of $40 each.
Mm-hmm. See, I knew I'd have to tell you that the selling price don't come in the chart. I just knew that. Something told me that you want to put that selling price in the chart. Okay. So let's go up here now. We no longer have 200 pairs of shoes left, right? How many we got left?
150.
All right, 150. Come out of here. Got 150 left. So we sold 150 pairs of shoes. Some at 100, some at 15, some at 20. But the total selling price is what? $2,500. So this number, this column, and this number is what we're going to put in that journal entry. 2,500.
Now, when we're doing this later, do we put all of those transactions in the same space like you did? Like, scroll back to the top real quick.
You can put them how you want them. I just find it easier to put them all in one. If I'm selling and I got different amounts, I put them in different boxes. There are enough lines typically on your problems. You can put them in different boxes or the same boxes, whatever works for you.
Okay.
So the purpose of this middle row is for you to do the calculation and get journal entry 3. Now, how many shoes we got left now to sell? Your boss says, how many shoes we got?
150.
Got 150. How much did they cost?
$20 each.
$20 each. So that's going to be what? $3,000.
$3,000.
How much money did we make on the shoes? I'm not worried about operating expenses right now. How much money did we make on the shoes? We sold them for $6,000. They cost us $2,500. How much did we make on the shoes?
$3,500.
$3,500. See, students, it's all you got to learn. See, you're done now, so you don't have to get stressed out. Y'all are done. Just buy the shoes, then sell the shoes. Keeping track of the shoes in the inventory chart. Making our journal entries. Got your types and everything here. Hey, students can make journal entries. They know how to make journal entries. And then determine how much money we've made. What's the gross profit?
Professor, I'm still confused with the third point where it says like we sold like 50 of the shoes for $40 price.
Let's go back to the chart. You gotta have in this column 150. You gotta get a cost. You have sold 150 pairs of shoes. 100 of them cost 15. You sold the old ones. But you sold 150, so you sold 50 more at 20. Your job is to get shoes over here in this column. That's your job. So somebody is purchasing the shoes, but you as a sales manager and running the shoe store, your job is to get stuff in this column. Got it?
Yes.
You don't want, they're not doing you any good because see, eventually you got to pay on that accounts payable. You got to pay for those shoes. So if you don't sell the shoes, you won't have any money to pay for them. Remember now, you made an entry debit and accounts payable for what? $5,500. So once you make your sale of just a part of the shoes, you can now pay what you bought the shoes for. Then we get a more clear profit. So this is the most important column. If you run the shoe store, what you sold, what you got to buy them to have them here. But shoes sitting over here. So why do stores have shoe sales on holidays and at the end of the year and all kind of, not just shoes, but all kind of stores? Why do they have sales?
Because they couldn't sell shoes during the year, so now they got some at the end. Try to push them through before the new clothes come in, or new shoes.
So whether shoes or televisions or anything, they got to get it out of here. They got to get it out of the ending balance to get it over here, cost of goods sold. That's the name of the game. Any questions?
So with I know that you said we're not supposed to use the $40 when we're doing the sales for the 150. So the 20, how did you get the unit cost for 20 and 15? Did you use like the original sales cost instead of the $40, or how did you do that? Because I was still kind of lost.
Remember, there are two entries when you sell shoes. One entry to buy. There are two entries when you sell. Here's the cash you're getting. That's in that entry. That's entry 2. But then in terms of managing your inventory, you bought them, how many did you sell? So the sales price is up here in entry 2. The cost is in entry 3 as you keep track of your inventory and show the cost of what the inventory is sold for.
Oh, so you use like the $15, like the original the whatchamacallit, and then the 20. So you use the 2 unit prices for the transaction before, instead of using like 40, you use like the $15 each and then the $20 each. That's what that's supposed to be in the middle.
Let's go back. Yeah, let's go back. How many pairs of shoes did we buy?
300 shoes in
How
total.
many did you sell?
We saw 150. We saw half of them. Oh, so wait, did you do half of 40? Is that how you?
No,
I don't know, man. This is confusing.
I sold. Okay, I sold the shoes for 40. Some of the shoes cost 15 and some of them cost 20. I sold the old
Right.
ones first. After I got all of those sold, then I got into my new ones and started selling them.
Mhm.
Well, we'll help you out, Dawkins. We're going to sell 100 more now. Let's see. So 100 more. And we're selling for $40 each. So we're selling 100 more for $40 each. What we're going to do?
Oh, you're asking me personally?
What?
Oh, you gonna put it in the
Do
middle,
you
right?
think your boss is happy or sad?
Sad. Oh wait, no more. I mean, happy, happy.
Yeah, I think you
You
might be
selling
happy.
them?
So I can see you
'Cause
don't
it's-
work at the shoe store, do you?
Nah, I don't work at retail, but I'm pretty sure if you sell something, then you making money, so people gonna be happy.
Right. Okay, so that's the first thing. What entries are we gonna make, Miss Kayla?
I'm so sorry. I got distracted by real life real quick.
Uh,
Um,
so we
uh,
sold 100 more. What entries we gonna make?
can you please come back to me real quick?
Uh, we'll go back to Dawkins. Maybe go to Zahid. Cameron. What entries are we gonna make, Zahid and Cameron?
You making journal entry 2 and 3, or
Yes, 2 and
the
3.
cash, accounts receivable and sales, and then COGS and inventory?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. How can I get a little bit low? Doesn't want to do that for some reason. Undo. All right, so let me go here. Bring this up. All right, Zahid and Cameron, y'all make y'all entries.
Okay, for this one, like for the cash, we like, can you go up? Okay.
Wait, did you give us control of the mouse?
All right, let's go back up. So we said we sold another 100 pairs of shoes for $40. So what you gonna do here, Zahid, for the first entry?
So the first one we're gonna go for the same way we did, like we're gonna go 100 shoes for 20, because that's what we left with, 150 for 20 each.
Wait a minute, I didn't ask you that yet.
Oh,
That first entry when we sold them 100 for 40. Debit cash for how much?
4,000.
yeah, 4,000.
So we're just taking care of the sales entry first. So we
Let's
sold another
see.
100 pairs of shoes. Debiting cash for 4,000. We crediting sales for 4,000. And now we got to make this entry. Entry 2. Now we got to make this entry. We'll go back up to our chart. What do we see? If your boss says how many pairs of shoes you got to sell, how many you gonna tell him, Cameron?
100.
No, you got 150 to sell.
Oh, 150. Well, actually, yeah, that was actually one of the questions I had. So, if we're doing it like this, so if we just sold
So
some
we
of the
got
shoes that
another
we
sale for 100.
say that again.
We got another sale for 100. How much did this 100 cost me?
The one you selling for 20?
They cost me 20. I sold them for
40.
40. Whatever number I
Oh yeah, they
said.
cost you 20. Yeah.
2,000.
So this becomes 2,000. And how many shoes I got left now?
50.
Okay. So at this point, then we only got how many pair of shoes left?
50.
50 at 20
Mm-hmm.
or 1,000. And what am I going to do with this $2,000?
Gonna do the journal entry.
We're going to put it in this journal entry.
2,000 and inventory 2,000.
So what's our sales and cost of goods sold look like now? Sales going to be what? 4 and 6 or what? 10,000,
10,000.
right? And cost of goods sold is going to be what? 2 and
45.
4,500.
Mm-hmm.
So what's our gross profit now? It's going to be another what?
5,500.
So that's what we just keep working on it. So we buy the shoes and then we sell them. So we have one sale and we had another sale. So you see how that looks. Any questions? Okay, well, go in the blackboard.
Professor, can you tell me
Hi.
how did you come up with the gross profit, please? The new one.
We just simply, for the gross profit, we add up both sales, which was 6 and 4, and we had 10,000. We add both costs, 2,500 and 2,000, 4,500. The difference is the gross profit.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
Now,
You're
what would you do? What would you do if you had a beginning inventory? Like, well, how would you take that away from the purchases that you make while you already have that inventory sitting there?
Let's see
Just
how
like that.
if we had beginning inventory, it just would have been on that line and nothing would have been on this line.
Oh, okay.
So this line would have been blank. I'll just take it out. So if you have beginning inventory, you wouldn't have a journal entry. You already had them. Nothing would change, except you wouldn't make this journal entry because you already had bought. All stays the same.
Mhm.
Got it now? Good. Go into course content on the inventory. Go to course content on the inventories. You see anything in course content on the inventories? Should be the last item in there.
It's a quiz.
Well, it's not a quiz. Zahid, I know Zahid was gonna come out there.
That's what they said. That's what they
It
said,
is
like quiz 1.
It's a practice problem though.
Oh, okay, good.
So that'll help you. I
Yeah,
just
that
took
would
the
be.
name.
Yeah, that's good because it said quiz 1.
Yeah, this is quiz 1.
It would have been an assignment if it was a quiz. So if you are a C student, got some beginning inventory here. See if you can make it to 6. Now the A and B students got to make it all the way to 8. So begin working. You have, and we're just doing FIFO, so you don't have to worry about LIFO and weighted average. Here's our journal, and we're just going to be on the FIFO, and what we'll learn is eventually that a lot of the journal entries repeat, and so rather than just having a journal for FIFO and LIFO and weighted average, I just put it all in one journal. You'll see that will save you a lot of work. But all you're concerned with now is the FIFO columns. Is your FIFO inventory chart. That's all you got to be concerned with. You don't have to worry about the LIFO and the weighted average one. And then here are your T accounts: sales, cost of goods, FIFO. So, with a number of transactions, you're going to post the credit to sales and the debit the cost of goods sold. You're going to get a total so that when you finish the problem, you can go and lift the balance out of sales in that T account and put it here, the balance and cost of goods sold, and take your difference for the gross profit. So that just makes it simple. So does everybody see what we're doing? All right, so let's everybody just do transactions 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to stop and we're going to do a check at that point to see if everybody's on the same stage. So you're doing 1, 2, and 3. What we're going to do with that beginning inventory, Cameron?
Is that the inventory quiz
We're
you got
gonna
right
Right.
we're, we're gonna put it to ending balance and leave purchases blank.
Yeah, we're going to leave purchases blank, so we won't purchase that. So this is just a in-class problem. It's titled Quiz 1, but it's really an in-class problem. What I want everybody to do is to do transactions 1, 2, and 3. So you get 2 minutes per journal entry. Then two minutes for everything in the chart. So that's 10 minutes. And then 2 minutes to come up with a preliminary gross profit. So with 10 minutes, can y'all handle 3 journal entries, go to the chart on the FIFO, and give me a gross profit on the first 3 transactions in 10 minutes? Can y'all handle that? Okay, begin work.
Hey, Professor Boyd, can you scroll up real quick?
Let me scroll up.
Trying to see the journal entries that you be having.
Here?
No. The journal entries I should be making.
Let's see. Okay. What you're doing now, there are only 3 journal entries.
Right. Yeah, that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just make them cash sales, okay? I got cash account receivable. Just say cash.
Hey, since this is practice, like, can I ask questions or should I wait until you're done?
Uh, well, you can ask a question after you tell me what your gross profit is for 3.
Oh, the gross profit is $80,000.
She says the gross profit is $80,000. Anybody else got 80,000? Guess you're too fast. What's your question?
Okay, so you see how the first one was beginning inventory? Is that
Uh-huh.
something that I should be putting on a journal entry because it's like we already have it, right?
Already got it. No journal.
So I'm just doing the purchase and okay.
But you do
So
put the inventory chart.
Can we go through how you get 80,000, please? Because I'm just like, my math is off today.
Your mind's off today. Okay.
It is.
I mean, I could try to go through everything I just did right now. I don't feel like I finished. Well,
Go through
yeah.
everything you did.
Okay.
Get rid of this stuff.
So gotta go back to mine. Hold on. Split screen here. So
What did you work on first? Your
the
inventory
first thing
chart.
I did was the inventory flow chart.
Okay. So you then put in how many? In the beginning balance we had how many?
So the beginning I put in 2,000. The quantity is $2,000. The cost is $20. So the total is $40,000.
Okay. So that's her beginning balance. What happened next?
So it said we purchased 2,000 for $25, and the total was $50,000. I also had a question about that too. Like, so when it say total, like, is it just a total for that particular perk? Like, I'm not adding nothing, just doing exactly what it says.
Doing exactly what it says. So you would have
The unit cost is 25, Professor Ward.
25. Okay. Okay, let's make this journal entry.
Okay, so the journal entry in the On the accounts part is inventory and accounts payable
Okay, so we're going to debit inventory.
for $50,000. And we're gonna credit accounts payable for $50,000.
Any questions on what we've done so far?
So to be clear, the beginning inventory, you're saying that we don't put that as a journal entry at all.
You've
Okay.
already made a journal entry in a prior period.
Okay.
So yeah, the question that I have, wait a minute. So I get the purchases and everything, but when it says ending balance, like it make me feel like I gotta like add everything up that I have and come up with an ending balance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a running balance. Is it not?
Yeah,
You see how that could be a little confusing? Just a little.
now the
Because now
running,
I know I got 4,000, but like the costs are different. So like how do I, is it just you just leave it like this or
leave it like this to this next transaction.
okay, sure.
So in transaction 3, what happened?
Um we sold 1,000 pairs for $100 each. So that don't go on the inventory because it's a sale, but
All
we
right,
do
so
put it in the journal.
let's make the sales entry first. We said we're just going to do cash, right?
Yep. Cash debited for 100,000 and sales credited for 100,000.
Got a debit for 100. We got a credit for 100. Okay.
So we come down to the inventory and we got to do the cost of goods sold in the inventory.
So we need cost of goods sold and inventory. INV. So we'll go to our inventory chart, right?
Yeah.
How many
So
did we sell?
we sold 1,000 and the unit cost was $20 since this is first the FIFO method.
Hmm?
And that's $20,000.
So with that having been done, we're going to put that 20,000 in the journal entry, correct?
Yeah. So cost of goods sold is debited for 20 and inventory is credited for 20.
And based on sales of 100, cost of goods sold of 20, the gross profit is 80 at this point. So we just did a preliminary one after the first 3 transactions to see where we were. Are there any further questions? All right, let's update our inventory chart. We know that we sold what?
We sold 100. I mean, no, we sold 1,000. Sorry.
So we know we only got 1,000 of these left. So we're going to bring down the 1,000. As well as, I'll put them in different boxes. So we got 1,000 at 20, or what, 20,000 now. And we still got this layer here, still got these.
Also, that's why it matters when we do it like that, so we can know which one came first and which one came last. So,
hmm Is there anybody have any questions on the first three transactions?
Yes, sir. I just have one question. Just to be sure, on journal entries for the beginning balance, we're not supposed to put that on the journal entry?
No,
Or okay.
you already have it, so you would have already have made that journal entry. I mean, I
Okay,
would,
so we just have to put that in the sheet, right?
yeah, on the beginning balance, because you would
Beginning.
have made
Okay,
this entry in a previous period.
perfect.
Okay, with that perfect, let's do journal entry 4. So we just add one more journal entry, sale on account. Is everybody up to date on the first three? Any other questions on journal entries 1, 2, and 3?
Wait, can you scroll back down? Because I think I saw something on like 50,000 or something. I just wanted to make sure that it was right. So the inventory, that's really journal entry 2, you're saying? The inventory and accounts payable, the 25 by 2?
Yeah,
Okay, because we're not putting the first one on there. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
okay. So at this point now, I want you to add one more and then give me a new gross profit. So this is a sale on account, so they're telling you. So you know, that's not critically important. But now see if you can add journal entry 4.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh, I thought you were going to have a new gross profit. But what's your question?
Okay, my question is like here in point number 4, we have to go for 22,400, right? So now we have left with 1,000 with the cost of 20 and 2,000 with the unit cost of 25. So can we just pick up? No, we're doing FIFO. Okay, I got
FIFO,
it.
first in, first out.
First in, yes, yes, yes. So we're gonna take 1,000 from the unit cost of 20 and 1,000 from the unit cost of 25.
That
Okay.
sounds
Yes.
right. Sounds
Yes.
right. Go ahead and finish
All
it
right.
up. Make the journal entries. Calculate your new gross profit. Update your inventory flow chart. That was only one journal entry. So what's our new gross profit?
Wait, it's only one journal entry?
Yeah, I just told you to do one more. I just told you to do number 4, and we're gonna stop there.
I mean, I got $235,000, but I don't know why I have 2 extra journal entries at this point.
Okay, so we got another sale, so let's make that journal entry. We sold 2,000 for 100.
Oh, that's what you did? You went back up there and you just changed the second journal entry? Because I just made like 2 new entries. Well,
No, I'm just copying it over here. So what's the amount?
the set, well, it
200.
was accounts receivable, but it's $200,000.
Okay, 200,000. You're right, it said AR, so let me put A/R.
So why was it just one more entry? Because at this point, if we have a sale, that means the cost of goods sold should be another entry too, right?
Transaction costs, any sale, there's always 2 entries. So I was just saying the one that we were doing was the next one. So yeah, we got to still come up with, let's go inventory. We still got to do this every time we have a sale. There's that companion entry that we have to make. Put that here. But to get the amount in this companion entry, we're going to go to the chart. So we go to the chart, Zahid, what are we going to have? How many did we sell?
For the chart, we're gonna have like 1,000 quantity for $20 unit, and it's gonna be 20,000. And then for the other one, we're gonna have 1,000, units for $25. And it's gonna be 25,000.
So
This all together is 45,000. Yes.
So we have determined what goes in the journal entry, correct? 45.
Yes. 45,000.
See, this was not as bad as y'all thought coming in, right?
Yes.
Oh no, it's still kind of iffy for me, but you know.
Okay, so once we do this, all of these are gone, right? So now all of these are gone, so we strike them. And we only have how many of these left?
1,000.
It's 1,000 left.
Real quick, can, like, after we're done with these examples, for your A students, can you please go over the third one? Because it had your girl stuck. I ain't gonna lie. The weighted average cost, I was a little stuck with that. And
Well, what we probably do, we would just do a FIFO quiz on Thursday for everybody. And then I'll go over LIFO and weighted average on Thursday. And we'll come back to the same problem so you know what you're working on. And with, if you can do LIFO, go on and do LIFO, and then do weighted average on the same problem. And you see the synergies you get. So we're only going to have 1,000 units now at this point, and they're costing 25,000. The only thing with weighted average is you got to calculate a new weighted average every time you make a purchase. The weighted average change. So it's not one weighted average. Got it?
Not
We'll talk.
exactly, which is why I was asking for the help. So since I honestly don't have a strong, don't have a strong connection with the weighted average, does that mean the homework not due on Thursday?
Correct. I'll move it back
Thank you
to
so
next
much.
week. But I was just if you all had a sense of it, but you don't. So it's a little different. But it's just selling shoes. Okay, so now let's see if we can add 5 and 6. So you see, we're just going in stages. We're not trying to clean the whole house at once. So let's go on to 5 and 6. What are our first 2 sales numbers? How much were they? Kayla, what were the first 2 sales numbers that we had?
The first 2 sales numbers we had 100,000 and we had 200,000.
So I'm putting these into the T account now. And what were the first cost of goods sold numbers? What were those?
20,000 and 45,000.
So we're simply, because we got a lot of transactions, we're only posting the credit for the sales, the debit, the cost of goods sold. We eventually will get balances in these accounts and bring those to make our calculation of the gross profit. Okay, so now you're doing with 5 and 6.
Oh wait, I ain't do number 6 yet. Hold on.
Go on. Okay, we purchased 4,030. How much is that?
120.
And let's go ahead and put that in the chart. Purchase 4,000. $30. So you see how our chart looks updated with that purchase? Now let's go through with the sale. So we sold in this next one, what? 3,000 at 100, correct? So if we sell 3,000 at 100, how much are we going to get?
300,000.
Dawkins is coming alive. And I'm going to go to my T account. Sales. Put that 300 in. What's our cost of goods sold gonna be?
It should be 85,000. Wait,
$85,000.
where you at right now?
How many did we sell?
Okay, we sold 1,000 for $25, and we sold 2,000 for $30.
So we sold 3,000, right?
Yeah,
So we got 1,000 and how much?
25. That's $25,000.
And we sold what? Another 2,000.
At $30 each for $60,000.
So our total sale was how much?
85.
So all of these are gone. Strike these. And how many of these gonna be left?
2,000.
No, all of these are gone. So we got this 85,000. So we come to the journal entry, drop it right in. And I'm gonna take that 85,000 to the T account. All right, do your last two. And you'll be done. So your last two, that was a purchase of 4,000 and a sale of 4,000. So let's see if we can finish those and get our final gross profit for the problem. Okay, we have those same journal entries. So it's one journal entry on the purchase, 2 on the sale. So how many did we buy this time?
We bought 4,000.
40. So that's going to be how much? 160.
Yeah.
Then we go up to our inventory chart now. We're going to bring down what?
Inventory chart, we gonna write down what you doing?
1,000.
2,000. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you did
30,
that.
and it's gonna be 60,000.
Purchase.
Then on the next one, you writing down 4,000. Wait, below it. Oh, you gonna do it on that one? Okay. For you bought 40 of them, and that's $160,000. No, we just bought 40.
You bought how many?
40.
Thought about 4. Yeah.
We bought 4,000. They cost 40, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this should be 4,000. These are in here at 40. So the total cost would be
160.
160. Then as we finish up, then we sold the same number, correct?
Yep. We sold
At 100.
4,000.
So how much is that going to be?
400,000.
And then what's our cost of goods sold going to be?
So
160.
we have
Or it's not correct. I'm not sure.
we
Okay,
have
I'll tell you what I did. What I did was like it's 2,000 for 30.
2,000 for 30.
And it's gonna be 60,000. Then we're gonna have another 2,000 units for $40. And it's gonna be 80,000.
So the total is going to be
140,000.
140,000. So the chart, that middle column, once again, tell us what's going to be here.
It's gonna be 140.
So let's go to our T accounts and put in the 400 and 140. So when we get our balances, what's the total sales balance?
$1 million.
What's the total COGS balance?
That should be 290.
So we bring the 1 million and the 290 forward. So what was your gross profit?
$710,000.
Okay, so
Can you scroll down to the journal entries again? The ones that we made for this.
the last ones,
Yep.
remember, the accounts are basically staying the same. When we buy the inventory, 1 journal entry. When we sell the inventory, 2 journal entries. And the purpose of that other table or chart is to help us keep track of the inventory when there's a lot of transactions. And a computer program would be doing this automatically. Now,
So,
Taylor,
yes.
got it?
Yeah, so I was just about to say, so on the assignment that we have, the journal that you put, we're doing all 3 on that same journal, but all the inventory sheets are separate.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Now, the other thing is that journal entry 1 for purchasing the inventory, journal entry 2 for the sales, same dollar amounts go all across. Only the cost of goods sold journal entry changes. So that's why I have the journal in this format. So when you do the other methods, those top 2 journal entries 1 and 2 are going to carry over each time, and you only got a different number when it's COGS. Got it?
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. It makes it simple. You don't have to go around and rewrite, count numbers and another journal for this, another journal. We just have it all on 1 journal. So, Kayla, on weighted average, your weighted average in the first instance would be 3,000. In the 90, was it 2,000 and 1,000, 3,000? 2,000 times 40. Wait a minute, 2,000 times 40, 2,000. So you'd have 4,000 into 90. You'd be at 2,250, okay? So you got a weighted average, it would be 2,250. So we made the sale be 2,250, but then if you made, and it will stay 2,250 here also. So if you did 2 sales in a row, it's 2,250. But once you made this purchase, then you'd have a new weighted average based on the 30 and the 2,250. We'll cover that on Thursday. So on Thursday, we'll begin the class with a FIFO quiz. So I can see how everybody is doing. It won't be this long, except for the A, for the A students, but it would probably be probably five journal entries, okay? So FIFO quiz with 5 journal entries at the beginning. So I can see how everybody's coming. A lot of people quiet today, so I'll give it that. Once we finish the FIFO quiz, we'll go over LIFO and weighted average. So I'll go through the lecture information on LIFO and weighted average. Then we will come back to this problem and do LIFO and weighted average to finish the class on Thursday. With you realizing all you got to do is an inventory chart. You got your counts, you got 2/3 of the entries done. All you got to do is to do an inventory chart and calculate the cost of goods sold. So this journal entry is going to change. COGS, that's 2 is going to change. COGS 3, COGS 4. So you only got 4 journal entry amounts that change. And your chart tells you that. Now, if we were doing LIFO, Caleb, what would we be doing? If we're doing LIFO.
We'll be doing the last one.
Right. So
we'll do $25 first, and then
So we would have sold the 25 first, then the 20. So LIFO is inverted. So students, you should be able to have this chart filled out for LIFO next time, going from the bottom up. So instead of from the top down, you are assuming that the last ones are sold first. That is, you got a warehouse situation where old items are pushed to the back and new ones are to the front. And you don't go to the back, you just come to the front and you get the items right there in front. So it's LIFO. So you sell the last one, so you should be able to figure that out.
real quick before I go, because I gotta go vote now.
You got to go vote. What's wrong with you? You should have voted already.
Well, I ain't early like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm trying to do my due diligence here. So can you give me an exact date for the final for this class so I'll make sure I'm here?
Probably would do it Thursday for you. Thursday, and probably the actual final will be Thursday too.
Thursday, like there's a couple Thursdays coming up here.
Morning class. No, it would be on a Tuesday typically. So if they keep the same final exam schedule, this exam will be on Tuesday of exam week. So we need to wait. We can wait till exam week. If y'all want to be sure. Now there will be still A and B and C exams during exam week.
Can the A students just like have for their final? Can we just have this inventory stuff? Like, why do we have to do a comprehensive? What, like, please? Because we had discussed this before. And you were saying that all we had to do was this inventory stuff, and that was it.
Miss Dawkins, I did say that it would be an A student, B student, C student exam, didn't I? Did you not hear that?
Yes, but like, I just need to be sure because I don't want to get overwhelmed when I see it and then be scared.
Oh, I tell you.
I'm just trying to make sure I have a good date to go with. Because you were like, I think, and I'm like, I need you to know.
They haven't sent the exam schedule out, so how can I know? They hadn't sent it out yet. But in general, it's that Tuesday. It's always on a Tuesday, the 11 o'clock class. And it would be something like, let's see. Most times it's 12. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon when they gave the exam. They did the morning classes. So it'd be 2 or 3 it was 3 in the afternoon I'm remembering. I think it's 3 in the afternoon on Tuesday. So try to block out that time, 3 in the afternoon on Tuesday.
But it is going to be on a Tuesday or a Thursday, because that's the only days I got off now.
It's going to be on a Tuesday? Well, Kayla, goodness.
But it's going to be in the lecture, during the lecture time, right?
About that. I give you exam when you can take it. Please.
I don't want to cause any issues. I'm just trying to make sure I have the time.
You're not gonna cause any issue.
All right. See, I mentioned it now.
But Professor, the exam's gonna be in the lecture timing, right?
In the what?
In the course time, like in the morning time, 11 to 11:20 to whatever time we take our class.
During the exam week.
During the no, I mean like during the class, right? The exam's gonna be during the class.
If we, and we'll just see Thursday on how you all are feeling. If we go for the, if we do it early, it's during the class time, of course. But if not, the final for this course is typically 3 o'clock on Tuesday.
But I have class that time.